I want to talk about the power of play and its role in helping us to navigate and create good and sustainable futures for people and planet. Now, when I mentioned the word play, I wonder if you thought about kids playing or frivolous activities. But I'm here to talk about the primal play force, the intrinsic ability that has enabled us to survive and thrive against the odds for millennia. Consider for a moment, could play indeed be our original superpower? Fueled by curiosity and imagination, it has been key to our evolutionary success. Play is a gift that we're all born with, wherever we are on the planet. Nobody has to teach us how to play. We're just naturally curious. We want to explore, experiment, try things out. We can find evidence of the play impulse since the earliest of times. Prehistoric stone tools, cave paintings, and later the development of the wheel for transportation and the creation of pottery, to name a few. Language, song, dance, rituals, technological innovation kept us ahead of the curve of existence. And all of this required a powerful imagination. An imagination that has since gone on to become increasingly sophisticated since its early pre-language days. Our greatest visionaries and thinkers throughout history have elevated the importance of play. Plato, for instance, defined play in the leap, that innate desire for young humans and animals to jump, to leverage the ground in their bodies, to defy gravity for a moment and then land safely into an imagined future. Einstein's famous for saying that imagination is more important than knowledge and that logic will take you from A to B, but play will take you everywhere. He also said that play is the highest form of research, and coming from someone like Einstein, I think that's praise indeed for play. There can be no doubt that when harnessed, the power of play can achieve extraordinary things. Yet interestingly, since the Industrial Revolution, play has been systematically suppressed in the workplace, in schools, and society. It had no relevance to a mechanistic, production-driven, money-making world that saw humans as units of production. Messy, unmanageable, and almost impossible to measure, play was given negative connotations of laziness or stupidity. You may remember at school the teacher saying, "Grow up! Stop being childish! Stop mucking around! At your age, not your shoe size." Yet, in these times, with impossibly complex issues facing humanity, from global pandemics to climate change, from social unrest to political and economic upheaval to technological advancements, we need to embrace, better understand, and start using our original superpower of play. So what's the brain doing when we're in a state of play? The neuroscience around play is a growing area of research. One of the things it tells us is that when we're in a state of play, we're actually experiencing and seeing the world differently. It gives us access to higher order levels of thinking and different states of consciousness. It also tells us that the absence of play, or the opposite of play, is depression. And depression cripples the imagination. It limits our ability to be resilient to change and to see possibility. Most of us in the modern world are in a constant state of anxiety, juggling work, family, relationships, and other pressures. And when we're in that state of anxiety, our body releases adrenaline and our primal fight-flight instinct kicks in. What does that do? It closes down our peripheral vision and limits our thinking. In fact, we go back to our most primitive and most reactive brain. So when we're in play, our brainwaves and chemistry change, and they change in positive ways. Happy hormones such as endorphins, serotonin, oxytocin and others are released, and these make us feel safe and joyful and creative and fully in the moment. So play provides a fresh lens through which to see the world. It also has the bonus of supporting mental and physical well-being. Play allows for breakthroughs, surprises, and the miraculous. It makes connections, explores the unknown, and from that reveals the new. Darwin understood that for a species to survive, it needed to be aware of the changes taking place in its environment and to respond to those, to create and adapt to the new situation. Every day we have about 70,000 thoughts, of which 90% are exactly the same as yesterday and the day before. Our neurology supports us in some ways, but has also made us prisoner to routines and fixed thinking. Our world today is changing so fast that we cannot be stuck in the past. The lessons of the past are really no longer serving us so well, so we have to create new possibilities and new worlds. I'd like to make a distinction between pure and applied play. What do I mean by that? Well, in pure play, we're just reveling in the joy of it. We have no other purpose than being in the moment, being open, and being present. Time and space disappears on us, and we kind of go into almost a quantum realm. On the other hand, when we are in applied play, we're intellectually aware. We're looking at what we're doing, and we may have an outcome in mind that we're striving towards. And we're synthesizing reflection, action, and reflection to achieve that outcome. Play, applied, and pure have led to some of the world's greatest breakthrough and transformational innovations. Cement, the X-ray, penicillin, to name a few. More recently, there's 3 guys who have put their toy rockets into space and attribute their greatest breakthroughs to the play impulse. These are Jeff Bezos, Sir Richard Branson, and Elon Musk. Sir Branson said that all of us really are entrepreneurs, and that entrepreneurship is just a fancy adult word for play. So you may be thinking, well, this is all very interesting what John's talking about, but hey, I'm already working 150%. I don't have time to add something more to my plate. Well, the good news is that just as the heart beats and the blood circulates, so play is within you. That play impulse is just waiting for you to harness it. Now, it may have been left alone for a while and have become a little bit flabby like a muscle. But just as a muscle, it can be strengthened through exercise and activities and guidance. What does it take? As much a change in mindset and behavior as anything else. Some simple steps. For instance, giving yourself permission to play and be open to surprise and delight and possibility. To suspend reality for a moment, to be prepared to sit in the unknown, to quieten that inner critic. The one that sits on your shoulder going, "Don't do that! What will people think? Oh, you'll look stupid. Oh, don't do that. No, you'll look bad." The one? Well, shh, that little critic. So, over the period of this talk, we've explored play in its many aspects. And, we've found that it is this primal force that's been with us since time immemorial that we can harness. And right now, more than any other time, with the changes that are taking place, we need to use as many of the tools that are available to us as we can. Play, I believe, as part of the future mindset, enables us to create good and sustainable futures for people and planet. But just like other aspects of the future mindset, it requires attention, practice, and commitment to master.